All right, so this is a suggestion via a channel member. The name of the video is ex-Chicago mayor responds as Trump threatens to deploy the National Guard. Guys, deploy the National Guard to the south side of Chicago immediately. Okay, Baltimore, immediately. Halifax, North Carolina, immediately. Any place that consistently breeds people, let's say, that embody a trash mentality, send them there immediately. Because obviously, if they keep coming out of the same area and they're the same generation after generation after generation, you're not fixing the root problem. So obviously, we need to fix the root problem, guys. Okay? Either way, let's jump into it.
Joining me now is Democratic former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot. Lori, thank you so much for spending your time with us this weekend. So what's your immediate reaction to the possibility of the National Guard being deployed to Chicago?
Well, obviously, it would be a terrible mistake. But as we've seen throughout his political career, and particularly this second term, President Trump likes breeding chaos and fear. But what I will urge my fellow Chicagoans is to lay daisies at the feet of any military force that shows up in our city. Don't show up in mass. Don't show up to engage in antagonistic tactics. Let's show what we know, which is how to protest peacefully in the city of Chicago.
Okay, yeah, make sure you tell the people in the south side of Chicago to lay daisies also on a regular basis here, guys. Like, listen, it sounds like you're just completely being disingenuous here. You do know that the south side of Chicago is a cesspool, right? You know that. You're aware of it, right? It's like a breeding ground for like literal trash, guys. The Chicago drill came out of there. Understand what I'm talking about here, all right? Like literal trash, like the culture's garbage, guys. How many people died while I've been filming this? That's the question we should be asking. What are you talking about, bro? Like daisies. Listen, bro. Back the people that are coming to literally take out the trash, bro. Back those people. That's what you do, okay? Get in line with them and say, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go ahead and get rid of all the gangbangers and the literal filth that proliferates on the south side of Chicago. We're going to go ahead and do that instead of telling people to protest. What's wrong with you, bro? You're protesting someone coming to fix the problem that you guys have. If you're the ex-mayor, you should be fully aware of that, right? But it's about feelings. But I'm guessing because Trump is doing it, so it's evil and mean and big bad wolf type of thing, guys, right? But it doesn't seem like she's actually trying to fix the problem. She's trying to allow for the nonsense to continue.
Now, on Friday, President Trump suggested he'd send the National Guard to Chicago because that's what people in the city want. Here's what he had to say.
And the people in Chicago, Mr. Vice President, are screaming for us to come. They're wearing red hats, just like this one, but they're wearing red hats. African-American ladies, beautiful ladies, are saying, please, President Trump, come to Chicago. Please. I did great with the black vote, as you know, and they want something to happen. So I think Chicago will be our next, and then we'll help with New York.
All right, you heard the president's words right there. So what's your reaction to Trump's words and what he had to say?
It's painful to have a president who lives in his own fantasy world, who lies with such incredible ease. Nobody here in Chicago is asking him to come.
So she's under the impression that the entirety of Chicago is left-leaning. Right. I mean, this is the same argument that I point out whenever the right says these ridiculous things here, guys. No one wants this. Well, Trump didn't get 100% of the vote. So obviously there's a good amount of people who want something. All right. Now, secondly here, the entirety of Chicago and Illinois is not left leaning. Yes, right. So I'm sure there are multiple people who were loud enough specifically to kind of point out that Trump should be in Chicago to fix the south side of Chicago. Let's just be completely honest here. This is a disingenuous conversation.
Our violent crime rates are down as they are all across this country. He will manufacture a crisis. He will try to provoke confrontation and then use that as a justification. That's why we need to do what many before who engaged in peaceful protests, not only in this city, but across the country. We need to lay daisies at the feet of any military force here. The National Guard is not a police force. They are a military force. We've seen, unfortunately, tragedy strike when they've gone in other cities, particularly during the summer of 2020 in Minneapolis and Louisville. We don't need the National Guard here. We have great partnerships, and we have for decades with our local sheriff's department, the state police, our federal partners. There is no reason whatsoever that a political sideshow that President Trump is going to manufacture to send the military into the great city of Chicago. We're not going to have it. I'm confident that there will be lawsuits that will be brought, but we are mobilizing neighborhood by neighborhood to make sure that our residents actually feel safe, that our small businesses do not suffer economically, as has happened in other cities. But we'll be prepared to push back on what is an absolutely illegal authoritarian action on the part of this president.
Now, when you were mayor in 2021, you actually asked then U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland to send ATF agents to Chicago for 6 months, as well as more federal prosecutors and federal marshals. So should Chicago welcome help from the National Guard as well? What's the difference here?
Trump sending him.
The difference in the summer of 2020, we were awash in illegal guns, and we needed additional support from the federal government to frankly step up and do its job. That is far different than what the experience is that we're talking about now. And that was actually not Merrick Garland in 2020. That was under the Trump administration. What we said is, look, if you really want to be a partner with us, help us stop the flow of illegal guns. Pass federal common sense gun control measures. Of course, no support from the federal government for the things that we actually needed were forthcoming.
Yeah, because you're not going to get that, right? I mean, what you're talking about goes completely against the Second Amendment, bro. Like, so that's not a thing that's going to potentially work here. Obviously, state by state, obviously all states are different, right? They have different requirements to basically carry a firearm. If you're trying to make it so no one has guns, right, then that's a little wild. You can't be surprised that the federal government didn't come rushing to your aid to back you on that statement there.
So it's an apples to apples situation. And again, the National Guard is not a police force. They are a military force. They are trained not to de-escalate, not to build relationships with community in a time of crisis. What they're trained to do is put down a threat with lethal force. That is not what we need in this moment in Chicago. Now, we've welcomed the National Guard. They were great partners and friends of ours through COVID, through other national disasters. That is what they were built to do domestically in communities. They are not a local police force, and that's got to be very clear. We don't need them to do policing on the streets of Chicago.
Well, it does definitely sound like you may need just more police in general here. Because obviously, if you're saying that you do not need the National Guard to come and do anything here, you're a little bit crazy. All right. I mean, because obviously if the police could do something, they would have done something. Obviously, if you want to fix the problem, so again, the next generation is not identical to the previous generation, you have to clean this up. And obviously we have a problem here. And now listen, guys, I'm absolutely against the concept of turning the United States of America into a third world country. You guys have traveled the world enough to not be completely partial, let's say, to see people wearing military fatigues with gigantic guns on them, right? And, just kind of patrolling the street. I'm not super partial to that. Let's just be honest here. Now, in terms of like an authoritarian type of thing, is that what's going on here? A little. I would say it's a little. I'll give you that. I'll give you that one there. Okay, I'll give you that one there. I'm more of a constitutionalist, guys. So just understand that my politics are going to be a little bit weird, let's say. But nothing is working. Right? Like, how long have we been talking? How long has the South Side of Chicago been absolute filth? 70s, 60s? How long have we been talking about this? All right, like there's nothing. The conversations and talking and flowers. None of these things are working here. How do you fix the problem? We're gonna have to fix it a different way here, guys. All right. And again, I point out regularly, I'm not specifically happy when I see military on our streets. Okay, but in certain areas, nothing is working. Nothing is working. Like your liberal mind, right? Your left-leaning uber liberal mind is telling you this is going to make people feel bad. There are going to be a lot of people that are going to jail. Who cares? They're bad people, bro. Right? Like, I mean, let's just be honest here. I understand you don't have the conversation about the victim of circumstances and all these other things, but at the end of the day, accountability is what I care about, guys. Like if you did something, I really truthfully do not care too deeply about why you did it, the cause of why you did it. Specifically, if you're ending someone's life that regularly occurs in the South Side of Chicago, guys. All right. So obviously, if the police are not doing nothing, or they can do nothing, or not enough, right? And you have an option to bring in some people who are, okay, again, the National Guard is not trained for like urban type of stuff. Let's just be completely aware of that. They're not really there for the urban stuff, but sending them into urban environments are intriguing. Let's say, and you're also right. They're not here for, community peacemaking. Who cares about this right now, guys? Who cares? Can we fix the problem? Can we make it so while they're there, there's not a single loss of life on the street in South Side of Chicago? Imagine if that was to happen. If that was to happen, what argument would you have going forward? Oh, we arrested 152 gang members. Great. Literally pull up a tank and a couple of Humvees into O Block. Okay, let's do that, guys. Okay, right? Arrest everybody that you see doing things that are nefarious. Who cares, guys? Like, how is this benefiting society? How are they benefiting society? They're not. And to be honest, they are to the detriment. Like, if you want to get away from like abject stereotypes, you have to get rid of the garbage. All right, you have to. You cannot allow the garbage to represent the community. And unfortunately, a good amount of the garbage is coming from areas like the South Side of Chicago, Baltimore. Right, that's where like the stereotypes are coming from. Let's just be completely honest here. Let's just leave it on the table here. Right, stereotypes in general sometimes are true. They have a basis in truth. And if you want to get rid of the stereotypes to the point where you can stop being a victim all day long, right? Get rid of this. You have to get rid of them, guys. I don't care. I don't care about the mama's crying, guys. I don't care about the t-shirts, bro. All right, I don't care. All right, like I'm sick and tired of walking into random places and then having to legitimately fight against the stereotype of this literal filth that exists in these areas, right? Fighting against that stereotype until I basically speak and we have some type of communication, and things generally immediately change immediately, right? Because they recognize, oh, you're not that, bro. Listen, I need you not to be that. Okay, so if the National Guard is going to go, right, and get rid of that, then I think we're good. What are you mad about? We're literally taking out the trash, guys. It's fine. All right. But either way, listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. If you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. And in the meantime,